What's up, everybody? Trying to get the Ponda camera to work, but it's just playing games with me. So we're out. Camera out. Camera out. I had to talk to my... I had to make a phone call. Let's say that. Alright. Better late than ever. Alright, we're going to take the first challenge from Repunch. Keep in mind we have, yeah. Daylight savings time in the United States. By shrink. No. How did you know that? That was earlier in the morning. But that's not now. Man, Arsenal's like a psychic. I was talking to my team captain. I was considering playing this Sunday for the Budapest team, but they want me to play third board. There's no way, dude. Sladgie, don't play no third board. Sladgie, don't play like that. Jim Davis. No, it's so bad. Yeah, I don't know. I would have played if I was playing. No, I want to get white against... I get white, it would be against the GM. I would play. I don't know. But I'm going to be like white against some little kid. No. I don't want to play these little kids who are underrated. It was this little kid who almost beat me like 5 years ago in the Sicilian. I was completely busted. Well, the F4. So you're like busting the Opening Explorer again. You challenged 12 hours ago. That doesn't count, dude. You can't do that. The challenge 12 hours ago, crap, doesn't. It's not fair, dude. You can't do like a challenge the night before Repunch. I wondered how you did that. So he's been challenging me all night to this game. Man, I really thought about playing, but no, not against the little kid. No, I get the little kid. Second board would be like... like a strong IM. First board would be a GM. This was like an FM, little kid. Not gonna play. I was seriously considering it. The Richie Rouser. I haven't played the Rouser in a while. Homie, don't play like that. What is knight takes c6? You didn't turn on the opening book today, or what? Forgot to turn on your opening book. Happens to the best of them, dude. Queen f3. Of course. Seems like a deep strategy. It's not the Nidorf. What is up with this position? I don't understand what this is. Where did this come from? Is this some sort of opening book? Really? B5? I don't understand why you move instantly every single move. What is that about? Why do you need to do that? Why can't we play real chess? You waited hours to just play bullet against me in this 7+5 game? That's weird. Okay, I called my team captain, told him I'm not going to play. Tomorrow night we have a team tournament. Oh, you found that move. What a shock. So here we don't have that many choices. Chomsky. That'd be a good name for a chess engine. Chomsky. Chomsky or Pac-Man. Who's Istvan Chomsky? Is that a real person? Chomsky gnome. Chomsky just wrote an article for the Washington, for the Wall Street Journal, about AI. He usually trashes the Wall Street Journal, which is kind of funny. Istvan Chom. That's different. Now I understand what you're talking about. But Noam Chomsky's famous for trashing the Wall Street Journal. It's odd that he would write an article for that publication. It's interesting. Bishop takes f6. I'm gonna have to defend like Arsenal fan here. More or less, do my best Arsenal fan impression. Anything? Tricks? b4? Oh yeah. Oh, you had that. Let's check this out. Perfect. Perfect game. f4 dubious. Interesting. Funny. Queen f3 is the engine move. Queenside castle. It's gonna need a little time to find g4. Another engine move. Queen h3. Here he chose the second choice. Now the engine move. Another engine move. This is obvious. Now I literally have to play bishop e7, but I hung my rook instead. But the engines allowed him to get like plus 1.8 here. Point isn't really that I hung my rook. I mean, I think White's close to winning strategically anyway, using like 1 minute for the whole game. I have to play like this. Again, Ripunj Bansal. You've gone from bullet 1900 to bullet 2300 in a period of 1 week. How does that work exactly? How do you go up like 400 points in 1 week? Look at that graph. He didn't play bullet before. Are you kidding me? That's like all he plays, man. It was like 6 engine moves in a row. Nothing to see here. Yeah, Arsenal, it's your fault. I blundered the rook because of yesterday's game with bishop d8. You made me do it. You made me think about your great defensive game with bishop d8 yesterday. It's like, oh, we'll just play bishop d8. Bishop d8's, it's perfect. It's basically your fault. We need a real defense. You put it in my mind. No, I had no clue my rook is hanging. I don't think I've ever dropped a rook on c8 to a queen on h3 in a Sicilian before. I don't play the Najdorf. I mean, that position doesn't happen. It just doesn't happen, you know. Like, there are no variations in the Rouser where the queen is on h3 for white. But Repunch just whips out the moves like it's totally a standard variation that we play every day. I don't know, man. It's terrible. Either way, it's terrible, Arsenal. Knight fd7 is even worse. It's not c3, okay? It's c6. You're good enough to beat me, but you can't even say, like, the coordinates on the board? I mean, that seems kind of sus, dude. It's knight takes c6. It's novelty. It's probably Stockfish's #1 move. Knight takes c6 is always good when there's a black rook on c8 and there's a bishop on d7. Either recapture leaves one of my pieces stupid. No, I mean, knight d7 is fine, Arsenal, but it's just like condemning yourself to a passive position. I think already I'm screwed. Rook c8 is a bad move, probably, in the first place. You can see there's a very strong move for me there, queen b6, but I didn't know, unfortunately. I have no reason to be paranoid whatsoever, Repunch. Absolutely. Against you, never. Who plays the opening using 1 minute, or less than a minute for every game, almost perfectly every single game, even though you're 1900? I mean, why would I be paranoid? There's nothing paranoid. You have like 6 different accounts that you've attested to using or something like that. Why would I be paranoid? Absolutely. No reason at all to be paranoid against you, because you've never. You said yourself that you have played with all my different accounts a couple weeks ago. You said I've played like 500 games with you between my different accounts. Those were your exact words. Now I'm supposed to know that it's sarcasm. How would I know that? I mean, I'm taking that comment literally. Yeah, I mean, every Monday morning, it's a different problem. Well, I can push that bishop back, but this is a unique way to handle the position. You know what's annoying? That everyone's faster than me. That's really annoying. You know, everyone plays faster just for time. Why don't we just play like 3-0 bullet? Or 2-0 bullet instead. Why even bother? It's just you guys every time. Why do only the players who want to use like 1 minute for the whole game challenge me? Why can't I get like one player who wants to play like a slow, thoughtful game? I don't understand. It's only Repunch and Suahair who play 1 minute chess. Here we go with Rook C8 again. Look at that. Why would I be paranoid about getting crushed by a 1900 player on lichess? There's nothing suspicious about that. Usually you have a winning position when you blunder, you know, in most games. You have like 10 points against me out of 100 games, but you were probably winning in like 40 of them or something. I love when that happens. Right, and you probably have winning positions in like 50 of them out of the opening after using 1 minute in the first, 20 moves. Nothing to see here. Queen back to D1. I guess we might have to start pushing the queen side at some point. It's a strategy. I don't like the way you're playing this. You're pissing me off. Keeping the tension here. Whoa. Queen H3. Queen H3. Queen H3. You gotta get this in. And then I can hang my rook on the H3 C8 diagonal. 2 games in a row. That's a standard maneuver if his queen wasn't on C2. See, he should never put his queen on C2 in the first place. He's playing it like a stonewall attack. I gave him time for rook c1, but I don't think this move like helps his position that much. Honestly, like the rook isn't on a1, but it doesn't really do much on c1 either, so it really doesn't matter that he connected his rook. Unless it comes back out through here. Mamma mia. This is necessary. E5, D5? What? E takes D4, E5, D5, bishop B5, knight F7. Castles, bishop E7, bishop B. E takes D4, and the move knight B8. Arsenal fan, what do you mean? I've played that like 5 times on the stream. That was my game, right? And we've discussed that here. That's from 200 Open Games. That's Bronstein, of course. It's the best line. It's better than the main line, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, man, I mean, study the classics. That's totally Bronstein, man. You should have that book. You never read the 200 Open Games? Bronstein's only, major book, I think. As far as I know that he... it's just a lot of anecdotes and good games. It's something special, but... That's one of the ideas. I mean, it's rich ideas. There's a lot of ideas in there. You would appreciate. You know, he was such a creative player, dude. You know, it's good bathroom reading. You know, single games with like light annotations and anecdotes. I mean, you don't really even need a chessboard to read that book. If you can visualize in your head a little bit. Ah. It's easier with an engine repunch. Visualizing is easier, and it tells you the coordinates. Why would I trust anybody? How many grandmasters have been busted for cheating now? Probably quite a few. You expect me to trust mere mortals, to be honest? I'm paranoid at every day, not just Mondays. Who's God? Allah? Buddha? Jesus? Which God should I trust? Trust in God. It says that on my money. Oh shit. Wait. In God we trust. Where am I supposed to put my queen? Queen a5? That was good. I joke about queen a5 all the time. I can play g5 here. Wow. It's a crazy ass move. Probably doesn't work too. Alright. Steak. I was just talking to my psychiatrist about cutting down on red meat. We think it might make me less virile. Oh God. Oh, there we go, that God thing again. I don't know how I feel about God, to be honest. I have mixed feelings about God. I was indoctrinated as a Christian, but now I really don't know what I am. You know what? I think we don't take God for granted. That's what I think. This line seems familiar. That's what they all say. Oh, there it comes. Bishop b4. We got plenty of squares. This line seems familiar. Hey, it's Miro. So we were just talking about the variation in question. Arsenal fan, you seriously didn't pay attention in the simul yesterday? That I had that exact game with Hey, it's Miro? This just came out of complete coincidence? That you brought that up is just a complete coincidence? The exact variation that you were talking about? Yesterday's? Two Knights defense? Scotch Gambit? It's not the taking my rook that made me paranoid, Repunj. I hope you understand that. That would be pretty strange. It's the other moves before it that made me paranoid. And how fast you play them. You know, you should kind of realize that. The last thing I'm worried about is you taking my free rook. Yeah, I mean, this means very little what you just said. Again, it's the speed at which you play them. And a lot of them are like exactly matching the first choice of Stockfish. You're making moves that are like exact Stockfish first choices, like instantaneously. Without even thinking for like 2 seconds. That's enough to make someone paranoid. Queen h3, Queen f3. I don't know about the g4 move. There's no reason to be defensive, though, if you didn't do anything wrong. God will always forgive you. Kingside, vacuum. Alright, I didn't drop my pieces in this game. Chaotic Midnight. Arsenal fan. Subscribers go first. God's honest truth. Whoever he is. How many people have been murdered in the name of God? I don't want to even think about it. Phew, the alcohol in my breath, you can smell it from there, Esterbane. That's funny. That is a weird coincidence, Arsenal fan. I assumed you saw the game with Miro, but you were busy playing your own game. I mean, it's hard to follow the other people's games in the simul. I mean, some people do, though. That they're fanatical, but most people don't. Watch the other game. If you're watching the stream, though, it depends on how much you're concentrating on your game, really. In Arsenal's case, that doesn't seem like... You seem like the kind of person who would be like watching the stream and paying attention to other games, kind of distracted sometimes. Right. Schieberspieler variation. The best way to cheer yourself up is try and cheer someone else up. Okay. That's an interesting thought. It might work. What a selfish thing to say. All right. Just kidding. I enjoy giving people gifts, for example. It makes me feel good. Is it a Mark Twain quote? I enjoy giving people gifts. Pieces, rooks, money, if we're playing poker. Arsenal tanked quite a while on the choice there. There is a choice there. You usually watch the stream too, but pretty often I'll turn it off. Yeah, I mean, I think if I was playing in my own simul, I would find it distracting and turn it off. You really ought to concentrate. But Arsenal seems like the type who, you know, he does get kind of distracted at times. He's often like really tuned into the chat. Sometimes a little too much. Dialed into chat discussions. But anyway, it is a cool coincidence. That variation is interesting, and so the game we played turned out to be relevant theoretically. But I'll have to have a closer look. I have yet to actually play a tournament game on the black side of the two knights. I keep saying two knights, but it's really a Scotch gambit. I guess it is a form of the two knights, though. Technically. Alright. This is in dynamic chess strategy. The chaotic lessons of Mihai Shuba. Chaotic and disorganized writer. So bishop d6 there. I remember castles is Shuba's move. I'm not sure if he invented it or it's like a dual sacrifice. However, queen out makes sense. Defending both pieces. Pawns are pieces too, right? The Jesse Cry might not agree. I don't care. Pawns are people too. See, now I'm out of book. I don't know what I'm doing. That's great. Knight d2? Oh, I had a game like this with Schieberspieler with black where I didn't know what I was doing either. I've never played this line. You used to work calling people on the telephone? You were like you worked in a call center, Asterbate? Seriously? Like a call center? Hello? Mrs. Arlsberg? My name is Asterbate. I'm calling you to introduce you to the new Shroom Fume. Do you smoke or have a loved one who smokes? You were probably selling life insurance. Life insurance cult. Okay, what's up with this position? Schlieber, Spieler. Did I have bishop d6, queen d6, queen b7 there? Oh my god. Does that seriously work? Bishop d6, queen d6, queen b7? It's so materialistic I didn't even consider it. Take. Castles, queen takes a8, knight a6. Followed by like knight to b4. We're gonna have to like check this out after the game. Yeah, do you know this line? Miro? That's Astrobate's dog's name. Coincidences abound. Yeah, this variation was very popular like before I got into chess. Or around the time when I got into chess, like the early to mid 80s. But I think its popularity has subsided by the time I started playing competitive chess. So all the relevant games were like before I started to really get into chess. Therefore, I never really knew it very well. Michael Burns, rating with a party of 1. We have a table for 1. You're making us uncomfortable. Oops, sorry, I didn't mean to ban him. I did that the other day. Damn, I didn't mean to ban him. I just meant to time him out. I do that a lot. It's like the first button on the left. It's just too easy to ban people. Why did they make it? It's like make it a green button or something. There's a new feature, Quick Whisper. That sounds kind of sexy. Yeah, it's getting weird. What? How do I mod mode myself? I always do this. Auto mod is off. I like mod moded myself. Now I don't know how to get out of mod mode. Shield mode off. There we... Whoa. What just happened? Wait. I have no idea what I'm doing. Can I turn this off, please? Auto mod is off? Auto mode. Turn on auto bots. Can we just go back to normal? It's making us uncomfortable with this. I was only like half seriously accusing him of cheating, and he's real freaking out and defensive about it. That's usually a bad sign. I just wanted to time him out. Yeah, stop talking about it already. Development. It's turned into a bishop g5. Maybe we have to do a5. Speaking of Chomsky. Autobot. Autobot enable. I wish they had an Autobot to detect cheating. It would be about as good as AI is with other stuff. Yeah, Acer Arsenal. Well, I can try knight a4 now, going whole hog. Hoggity hog. That's a lot of b6 you got there. Owning the b6 square has its advantages and disadvantages. I'm trying to think of the advantages. They tried to sell me a timeshare in Las Vegas. Astrobate, you live in Las Vegas. Did you ever go to one of those, like... Did you ever do one of those, like, timeshare things where if you go to a timeshare, you get, like, a free hotel stay? I mean, if you go to, like, you know, let them try to sell you a timeshare. I almost got sucked into one of those once, but I escaped from it. They, like, kidnap you and then try to force sell you a timeshare. That's very common in Vegas. I've read, like, nightmare stories about that. It sounds very awkward. Maybe castling isn't such a bad idea. Maybe it's a really bad idea. Jesus fucking Christ. I just said that? What am I doing? It's the second blunder today. Look on the bright side. You're completely down a pawn for no compensation. What the fuck am I doing? Well, I mean, I had to trade bishops. It wasn't even a choice, and I, like, talked myself out of it. Wow. Thanks for using your time today. Arsenal sometimes plays too fast, but he's pretty chill today. So now I'm just down a pawn for control of b6, and you did b6 anyway? Oh my god. That's nuts. What? Blunder and re-blunder. He felt sorry for me, so he blundered back. I guess. Blunder and counter blunder. I don't want to see the Xenophon loss on this one. So sad, man. And Arsenal actually took his time. We both blundered like idiots in this game. I just hung a pawn for nothing, and then he just drops in exchange on some kind of total hallucination. That's ridiculous, with plenty of time left. I've never been to an escape room. Those are... I guess the pandemic kind of killed them, huh? There was a definite trend in Budapest. Central Europe is an escape room hotspot for a while. And COVID-19 must have destroyed the economics of escape rooms. Escape room. Asterby calls them escape rooms. Escape shroom. That would be another name for your new product. That's a good one. It's like a vacation. Get away with escape shroom. I'm gonna find a way to screw this up. Almost guaranteed. I was worried about something there. Getting his queen down on e1. I don't know about my judgment here. I don't know about my judgment ever. Well, he has a powerful pawn, but he'll never have a bishop. So how does that work out? Probably not a great equation for black. I see what you're doing over there. No, no, no. Oh, I could have taken the pawn with check, and I didn't take it. That's perfect ending to a perfect story. Man. You're like, what is wrong with you, dude? You hung a rook, and now you hung another rook. This is a good endgame. Nice job. Damn. I was like, oh, it's made in 1. It's made in 2. Holy shit, he opened up defense for f6. Wow. I thought Arsenal had seen his last move of the game. It was like made in 2. That is so stupid. Was it so easy to finish him off there? Well, it's not a cheapo. Did it to myself. I didn't realize I could go around the other side. I was really worried you were like getting away, you know? My problem is that I was afraid this is like a real like escape, but I'm totally winning. So I thought I had to cut you off, by going up to d3. And then the last stupid idea was, wow, it never even occurred to me there was connection. Monday morning. No, I don't know. The opening was normal. I don't think you messed up the opening. Castles is a move? No, it's b5. I thought castles was a move too. Strange that there's no older games there. I don't trust this database, man. But I think I lied. I think it was... Yeah, b5 was... That's the Shuba move. But I'm not sure this is best. You might as well consider a6. The other variation is a6. That's what I've played in the past. This seems to have a better score overall to prevent that shit in the first place. But it's still not easy. Yeah. Wow, terrible game by us. 3 blunders. I had 3 blunders and you had 5 blunders. That's pretty bad. I guess it's just a Monday morning. I do simuls on Sunday. I'm like sleep deprived from Saturday. Monday morning I'm like totally brain dead. But I mean, still, there's no way we should be touching like 5 blunders a game in this time control. I'm like, I've had coffee. I'm fully awake. This is the second time I hung a rook. I mean, what's up with d takes c4? That transposes to a... Yeah, that's bad. That only works against bishop g5. So there's options. This is our main line. We just made like 3 unbelievably stupid blunders in that game. No, against bishop g5 you can play d takes c4. That's the way the floor used to play it. But I don't think that I can do it here. I mean, maybe it transposes to a Steinitz variation of the Queen's Gambit accepted, but it probably isn't good. Now this variation I've played for both sides. I think it's okay for both sides. I have a good score. I won most of the games I played with white, and I think I drew or won when I played it with black. Drew. Yeah, this is main line. Do they still have LM? lichess Master. That's been discontinued, I think. It's not politically correct. That was for the early days of lichess, I guess. What we would now call the early stages. I remember in the day, like the Internet Chess Club had a similar thing. Knight e5. Why isn't that played? Multiple possibilities. C5 is the most obvious reason. I guess the problem with LM is that it's arbitrary, among other things. Alright. Nothing like an arbitrary title. King Acerbate. The arbitrator. Who decides? Feels really good to like pull your freaking cuticle out. That felt good. Well, CM is the NM are not the same thing. Well, arbitrary as to whether people deserve them, maybe. But I mean, at least they're like a set of rules based on rating usually. How was the LM title awarded? Was it based on rating? I never thought about it. Honestly, I thought it was just like people who, I don't know, played 20 marathons or something. Good standing in forums. Oh, shit. I'm out. Anyone who challenges me to bullet is automatically like timed out of chat. Having second thoughts about this undermining the d4 pawn thing. Interesting. I mean, we could push to c4. I gotta be careful with the dark squares here. He's got a little bit of the Nimzovich. The Nimzovich. It's like autism. Damn, dude, there's some interesting stuff going on here. It's all right if you wanna take that pawn. Nothing really chaotic about White's style, actually. His name does not reference his chess style. His or her name. Could be a she. The Acer Master. You know, last move, Wade had the interesting, like, knight to c6, followed by queen d7, queen d5, queen d5, knight e7 check and take. But it leaves me most likely in a good ending, so he's actually right not to even go for that combo. But what should I do? I don't seem to have any clear tactics, but maybe I do. There's always g5. Bishop g3, f5. No threat there. And then like f4. I don't like that. Then I have bishop takes e5, pawn e5, f4. I don't know, man. You gotta play. Miro would go for that. You would like that. You would like that. You had these moose living in my yard. You kind of miss them. That's cool. That's a lot more interesting than turkeys. I had turkeys. Turkeys and coyotes. I'm just settling for this lame move. Could I have played queen b6? A lot of people would play bishop a6 for the sake of like attacking something, but I feel like this is cool. My arrows work. No, it's just straight arrows. I hate that. I've got to change that. So I can do a knight shape, but I can't do like a random shape. That's stupid. That's a nice pawn you've got there, Sladgie. What the hell is my plan, man? I have no plan. g5, bishop g3, f5, f4, bishop takes e5, pawn e5, f4. A plan only Hayes Miro would love for its tactical, like, obscenity. My A pawn is no longer comfortable. You have to drag off the board and click back? Are you serious? That'll work? No. You just have to change the setting. I mean, I can change the setting in settings, but that would require like 2 minutes of thought. I used to have it set the other way. I don't know how it got rescinded. Must have been set back to default at some point. It's more useful to be able to make like random arrows. But I guess it helps. It is sometimes hard to draw straight lines, especially when I'm drunk. How about my queen? Has a lot of great active squares here. Really loving this queen. Is there any square on white side of the board that's not protected? Check it out. He's got e2 and h4. The only two squares on white side of the board that are unprotected. That shows good coordination. I mean, I've got a5, c5, a6, b7. There's 4 squares on my side of the board that aren't protected by one of my pieces. Whereas on white side, only 2. Is it really weird to think about that? Does that make me a weird person? Don't have a freaking place for my queen. The knight is killing me, man. This is lame. This is stupid. I mean, I should have done the other rook to c8, but my queen was in the way. So I should have, if I was going to do this, I should just do it right away with my rook on a8. This is a fine move if you if you're playing a Grandmaster and you like want to try to get a draw or something. But you're trying to beat an 1800 player by trading queens here. I don't think my chances are that good. Black is not worse, but better? I'm not so sure. Not my day today. I've got no dynamism whatsoever going on. Dynamic dog. He's 1800. Damn, everybody's good. Nothing systematic about White's play whatsoever. This is a freaking disaster. How do I even like protect my pawn? Yeah, that's a great move. Another cheapo. I've been talking about this forever. Yeah, rook b8 is always bad. This is bad too. Otherwise, I'm just dropping the pawn. I don't know what I'm supposed to play there. Like bishop e6, rook takes b6. What's up? Maybe I can draw. Yeah, what else? Could play f4. What good does it do? He's nothing strong, but he's fast too. Faster than me? 1800? Okay, I'm extremely slow. Everybody's faster than me. And I'm thinking. I mean, I can play like blitz fast, but it means I'm making moves without thinking. Now I'm down a pawn with no time against the player 700 rating points lower. Makes perfect sense. Okay. F4. Do we have anything? Maybe. What? Yeah, that was a close one. Still not over. I think he had to play knight b2 to have any chance. Knight b2. I'm not sure if Wei can hold on. I don't think so, but... No, I mean, but I shouldn't have been winning. It should be a draw. Before. I mean, was I seriously better? The evaluation at move like 20 is 0-0. It looks like I gave it the best possible chance though. F5 was my only chance. He has to play F4. Yeah, I was talking about this type of stuff where I go. But it's risky and White's probably okay. So I think objectively it's a draw. Oddly, after knight takes, I'm actually better here. He's right on the verge of being in trouble. I played a decent game for once. I still think it's not enough though. He is Smiro. How much time do we have? Alright, I gotta leave 1/2 the hour. We're messed up on time this week because of American Daylight Savings Time. Back to black. Did I have 85% accuracy? Should be better. This looked like the best game I played today. I mean, the least amount of mistakes I made. Anyway. I've been dropping pieces. It's unusual that I don't drop a rook in a game. I have like perpetual brain fog. But Monday's always the worst. I allowed one Benoni for the day. No more Benonis. I already stuck my knight in F3, but you're playing this move order. Yeah, I don't know what to do about the brain fog. Just all the good stuff, like not drinking alcohol, exercising, eating healthy, getting a fair amount of sleep. All that junk, like... And you're sure to improve your brain fog. That's a lot of stuff to do. Yeah, I might be able to handle one of the above. Seriously. Good. Alright. We'll pretend we're playing... I'm Aaron... No, I'm Akiba Rubinstein. Rubinstein's original anti-Tarrasch system with e3. I don't remember. He played e3 and like bishop f4. That's also a thing. Bishop g5. Everything. If you think about it, this is also a c3 Sicilian with colors reversed. Up a tempo. Okay, rook c1, bishop takes d5, knight takes d5. Thanks to the game. You learn to let a better line on the camera. I like the Panov, man. It's just that 95 was a mistake. There's nothing wrong with your line. That's a really good line, but you simply like played 95 too early. I mean, I don't think the Panov is the best, but I play it a lot myself. It depends on your style. I don't think, though, it's a bad line. As I said, I play that for white, too. It was interesting. I'm not sure... I even played the right move against 95. We can check it after this game. Panov is good. I mean, I play it because I like open positions, and Botvinnik played it. So I'm kind of a student of Botvinnik. Maybe more so than any other player. Although I don't really have a favorite player. I think I took more away from Botvinnik than the others. No, it's easier to learn from someone who's so systematic. You know, it's not easy to learn from Garry Kasparov. Like, though he was a student of Botvinnik, he was much more sophisticated. Yeah, I mean, what would Botvinnik know about the Panov-Botvinnik system? I mean, seriously. Well, I think it's a common misconception that the IQP is something like anti-positional. It's just a fundamental part of the game, you know. Whoa! I just pre-moved. Holy shit. Well, you in half the chess world, Arsenal. If you are, it's only because a lot of other people... You know, that's one thing about Taras that I respect. That he although a lot of people called him dogmatic, you know, on the other hand, he understood the IQP. 94 was probably a waste of time. Yeah, Monday brain fog. I'm forgetting whose turn it is now. Gave away pretty much all of my advantage. 98% of my advantage is gone now. I was more worried about Queen B6. Preventing queen takes g5. Okay, the window's closed. I'm not getting enough oxygen. I don't know. It's been winter for so long. that I forget to open the window. I forget that it's spring. But the oxygen only helps a little bit. Hey, has anybody here ever been to like an oxygen bar? I've never been to one. That was a little bit of a trend. Probably in Asia, it's much more common. Tuesday is trash days. I don't know. I don't know how much they charge and stuff like that. I mean, I've never been to one, but it would be interesting. I bet Juicebox Wizard has. He would know everything about oxygen bars. He likes oxygen, he likes drugs, he lives in Southeast Asia. He's probably like an authority on the subject. Oh man, you have them at casinos. I would hope so, dude. I mean, the air in those casinos is the worst. Every time I go to a casino, I get freaking sick. It's just ridiculous. The recirculated air with all kinds of like viruses and shit in it. And all those people. I love going to the casino, but I just, every single time I come down with something. They're like kiosks. But that's not like an oxygen bar. That's an oxygen kiosk. That's like the anti... You know what? Don't we have like smoking kiosks in European airports? Do you have that? Do they have that in US airports? Or is it just in Europe? I love the smoking kiosk. What a cool idea. Yeah, this was just a matter of time till this shit happened. Sometimes we just need to stop dropping pieces. Maybe oxygen goes well with mushroom. Oxy shroom. So congratulations for me to dropping another significant material. It's not the worst exchange sack ever, but it's definitely not really enough. I think he's considering like not even taking it. He's like, well, my position's pretty good after pawn takes pawn, but I don't believe it. He really didn't take it. You have to take it. He felt sorry for me. So he just didn't take it. The Arsenal did that earlier. And still won. I don't know whether to play Rook D1 or Rook E1. No, what you did earlier was like, you won a pawn and then you just like gave me the exchange. I mean, you're up like a winning material advantage in a sense, pawn up. And you just like let me back in the game by just giving me the exchange. I thought it was like funny. Like you wanted to give me a chance not to lose. Same basic premise. It would appear that my opponent wants me to take on b7 so he can play rook b8. Yeah, that's a pretty sick position for me to lose. But you were taking your time, you know, and I don't have any excuses for losing to you. I had plenty of time. I just totally like thought I was winning. I was waiting for you to resign when you took my rook. It's like, oh, he's got to resign now. You know Mira wants to sack a bishop here. And he loves a good unsound sacrifice. He just hates passive defense. Yeah, there you go. You gotta get it out of the system. That's like my poker game, man. I'll just like spaz out for no reason. The moose has landed. Absolutely no reason. Absolutely no reason to sacrifice anything there. I had this nightmare poker hand the other day. Rook h5. The guy just was a donk, and there was no way he could logically have the hand that he had, but he had it because he's a donk, you know. It's like, because donks don't use logic. That's the problem. They just do random shit. That's why they're donks. He basically called a big bet with like fourth pair on the flop, and then flopped a set, or turned a set. And, you know, looks like he's on a flush draw or has some other hand that's weaker than mine. There's no way I could ever put him on a set, because anybody with that set would have folded on the flop. Not him. He bet like a full pot on the turn, and there was this massive flush draw that was just obviously sitting there. I bet the full pot on the flop, and then he turned around and bet like a pot size bet, just under the pot on the turn, and I was like, what the fuck is this? And I just went all in, putting him on the draw, and he just had the set, man, out of nowhere. It was a nightmare. I was really bad by me. I should have realized, like, he's got something, but it was like, the only things that made sense were like a draw or a worse made hand than mine. So I figured, okay, we're just gonna, you know, either he hits the draw or not, and I was just dead. Really, really dumb donk judgment by me. Yeah, they always have it, dude. They always have it. Yeah, this guy will call everything, but I mean, if he's like betting, he has something. He's not calling, he's like betting. I'm like, what the fuck am I doing? Nacho. Adam Smith, nobody's a subscriber, guys. We gotta go in 10 minutes. Ryu Jean is rating with a party of 4. I'm just gonna play quickly because I gotta go early today, only because it's, what was the bet half? Yeah, no, I mean, the guy, it was like, I don't know, the flop was like, King 10-3 with 2 spades or something. So there's straight and flush draws. I have top pair, top kicker against the donk. And I know that he's going to likely be on a draw, so I bet practically the pot, you know. Calls me. And it comes out betting on the turn. I'm like, what calls me and comes out betting on the turn? I should have sensed the danger. It was a really, really bad play. Mainline theory, he's 700. Wait a second, I'm castled. Thanks to the raid from Ryujin. I gotta go though. Unfortunately, guys, because of daylight savings time, everything is pushed an hour earlier for me. Now we have the sack. This is actually... Isn't this sound? Yeah. This is actually good here. Sorry about the bad beat story. I just couldn't get over it. It's a dumb play, but it's a typical dumb play, you know? And I should always sense the danger. Sometimes my sense of danger is missing. MIA. Overconfident. I get overconfident. I'm either like very cautious or overconfident. I'm like bipolar. I'm like a gaming bipolar. Either too afraid or overconfident. One extreme or the other. Nacho. Oh, he went to D8. I'm gonna try to wrap this up quickly. Classic Sozin. Well, the knight on F5 is a monster, right? We still have to be a little careful. Bishop E3. Yeah, that's not a bad idea. Now that I think about it. An honest 400. Honest 1400. Yeah. Speaking of overconfident. He's got... Are you sure? I don't know about this ending. I have 3 pawns for the piece. I could have played it better. I shouldn't allow a trade of queens in this type of position. You know, now the chances seem equal. I'm not sure that white is better here. I love how Arsenal says it. It's refreshing to see an honest 1400. Dude, can you do sports broadcasting by any chance? Because they really need someone who's like has a tendency to... They need more like broadcasters who have a tendency to like jinx the action. Black is tipped to be an honest 1400. You were confused. Well, that's the problem with the internet again. We never know if he's being sarcastic. I was being sarcastic, said Repunj. How would I know? Like, you say to me, you literally tell me, like, you've played hundreds of games with me with all your different accounts, and then, like, 2 weeks later, you're like, oh, I was just being sarcastic. How am I supposed to know if he was being sarcastic? There was no further discussion. My assumption is that he's telling the truth, you know? A lot of people, they constantly open new accounts and play. So when he told me he played me like tons of games with his different accounts, I literally took it literally, you know? And now he's all bent out of shape because I accused him of possibly being a cheater. Well, I mean, when you make a comment like that, you know, it further increases the chance that I really believe you might be cheating. I thought he was being truthful. Do we have a problem here? You're a noob. I'm a noob. Or not. I mean, the average like kid player on an online chess site, you know, typically has like several accounts. Well, anybody could have multiple accounts, but you know, I think with kids, it's more likely. Yeah, this guy's still decent, you know. Arsenal's comment was sort of vague. I can't decide if black is really good for 1400. He seems decent. Every game we are sulsing. Well, I constantly made references, so I suspected that Repunj was like using the opening explorer. Not so much like openly cheating with an engine, but it just seems like he was playing all different kinds of openings very, very well, using very little time all the time. So in the past I've joked about him using the engine, using the opening explorer. But I mean, I find it suspicious when people get all defensive. But it depends. I mean, some people will get insulted, others will let it roll off. It depends on the person, but he's never like freaked out before and got all defensive like that. Weird opening, super low P. He got banned, dude. Arsenal. The guy who said he's not a cheater. Yeah. Casabianca. I called it, man. I told you guys he was a cheater. I mean, his account is closed. I knew that was an engine, man. It was 100%. They were like... They were in the top... Come on. They were in like the top 10 rapid players on lichess. And they played all these weird games against me. I mean, give me a break. It was playing the Aliekin with e6 and shit. Or something like that. Some kind of weird Aliekins. And then they tried to deny it. A few months later, their account is closed. You were on about someone else? Yeah, no, Casabianca was super sus. They're probably out there with a new account now. Yeah, I knew that was weird, man. I mean, their games were blatantly, like, sus. But they would kind of let me win or draw sometimes. They made some effort to hide it. But this player, yeah, man, he's really solid, dude. What is going on here? Fine if you're like 1900, but he's 718. Come on, dude. 718 is not an option here. $1,300. This is my last game for today. I gotta go. Yeah, Casabianca was the worst. And extravagantly denying being a cheater after being called out. I'm sure I reported them to lichess, and lichess did nothing. It's not the first time. that a high-rated like bullet player. Maybe they didn't play bullet. I don't remember, but they had a very high rating. He got out of control. Yo, this guy is pretty good. Arsenal called it. Jesus. You're very 700-ish. An overtly 700 player. What a bullshit. Right, I'm just gonna resign. I mean, whatever, dude. It's probably like slightly better for white, but why is this player playing like they're 2000 and they're playing like this? It's just ridiculous. I'm not gonna play people like this. Alright, I gotta go, guys. That's the other reason I'm resigning. But I don't want to play the last game I stream against a 700 who's like a 2000 player and be here for an hour playing them. I'll be back tomorrow night, guys. We're going to have a slow rapid tournament tomorrow night. So it was a fun Monday morning as always. Appreciate the support. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.